Hey guys, it's me. I just wanted to make an update to the previous video that I had posted. I have more news on that. If I don't sound good and I sound like my nose is being pinched or something, that's because for the past few days I've been sick. So bear with me. I found this article last night, and I can't believe I didn't find it before because it's been posted on May the 5th. You remember how I mentioned that I believe that there's going to be like a connection between, they're going to try to somehow blame this whole Madrid flooding or the levee blasts for the earthquake that we all believe are going to take place sometime soon in the Madrid fault area. Well, not all of you believe that, but, many of us do, because we've been keeping up with FEMA and all that other stuff. Now, this article here, and I'm going to post a link for this below this video. This was on YAHOO News. Can flooding levee blast cause new Madrid quake? Earthquake researcher weighs in. YAHOO News had recently interviewed this guy named Dr. Mitch Withers, Seismic Networks Director for Center for Earthquake Research and Information, CERI, in Memphis. This man says that ultimately the blasting of the levees will have no effect on the New Madrid fault. But what alarmed me in this article was that it states that visitors to the USGS website may have already noticed two small earthquakes Wednesday along the New Madrid fault. One centered near Tiptonville, Tennessee, the other near Matthews, Missouri. But they go on to question if these two small earthquakes were in relation to the blasting of the Birds Point levee. But according to Withers, those two earthquakes were purely coincidental. Yeah, I don't believe that, and I don't think that many of you believe that either. But then they go on to question if the flooding will cause a major earthquake along the New Madrid fault. And his answer to that was, although we still have to learn about how the earth works as a system, the weight of the flood water is probably, note the key word there, probably, not big enough to trigger an earthquake in the central U.S. However, it depends on how much water and if the fault system is already charged up and ready to rupture. So he cannot say for sure that the floods will not cause an earthquake. He's saying it depends on how much water and if the fault system is charged up and ready to rupture. Then he goes on to contradict himself and says that flooding would have no impact on strike-slip faults like the southern and northern arms of the New Madrid seismic zone. The central system is a thrust fault, so the added weight would increase the normal stress, making an earthquake less likely. So my question is, which one is it? That it depends on how much water there is and the fault system is already charged up and ready to rupture, or that it's less likely because of the floods? You can't say one thing and then turn around and say another thing. You have to stick with one scenario here. Either way, this article pretty much shows that they admit that there is a possibility, no matter how big or small the possibility is, there is a possibility that the flood or even the explosions, whichever one, the situation that is going on right now can possibly lead to an earthquake, and as a matter of fact, two small earthquakes have already taken place around that area. Here is a map that I found online that's supposed to represent where a major New Madrid quake would occur. The red area is supposed to represent where the area of damage is, and the beige area would be where shaking would be felt of a major earthquake in the Madrid area. If you are in those areas, I fear for your safety, and I urge you to somehow prepare to either leave that area or find some sort of shelter, something. Just don't just sit there though and take all of this lightly, because they are now admitting that there is a possibility that it will happen. Personally, I feel like this whole Madrid situation is going to affect the entire eastern part of the country because of that dream that I had about America splitting in half and the eastern part of the country sinking into the ocean. And yes, I do believe that that was a dream from the Lord, because I am not the only person who had it. And also, all this information about the Madrid fault, I did not learn about that until after I had it, and then people just started sending me messages and stuff telling me about this. I didn't even know the Madrid fault even existed until after I had this dream and people were telling me about all this stuff. With all that being said, I would like to just make a suggestion, that you evacuate to the west and not the east. May the Lord be with you all and bless you all, especially those of you who are in the Madrid area and on the eastern side of the country. Please inform everybody about this. This is very serious.